heaps of people were kind of like, that's a really cool idea. You should make a thing of it. So one day I sat down at home with a beer and I just sat there. I bought Dogecoin.com. That's a bit funny. And I slapped the Doge face onto a coin and just put it live. And I wake up the next day to heaps of retweets. And my co-founder, who's based up in Portland, had messaged me and said, hey, I found that you can change I forked the Bitcoin source code or the Litecoin source code, and you can change the font to Comic Sans. I'm like, ooh, okay, we got to do this. Like, that's hilarious.
Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual
Bitcoin has now almost overtaken
all-time high this week of $900. Now, at its peak, if you had invested $1,000 a year,
Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Monday. For some of you, long time no see from last night, as I was live last night while we were in the market dip, crash, whatever you want to call it. Overnight, went down a little bit more and then recovered this morning as predicted. And we did talk about that last night, and I thought, well, after the stock market opens low, we will see the stock market recovery will recover during the day. And that's exactly what happened. So crypto recovered as well, starting at 9:30. We had that recovery. But Doge is exactly where it was last night when I was live, 9.3, 9.4, right around there. We did dip down into the 8s, almost hit 8 cents, not quite. Never saw a 7, at least not on Binance. Some of you may have seen an exchange that had a little bit of a dip that might have hit 7.99. I didn't see that. Binance got to about 8.05 as the low. So no 7s, no 7s. But after this crash, is this the beginning of a recovery? That is going to be the theme of this stream. And yeah, we'll answer questions, how everybody's doing, who's buying on the dip, who panic sold. If you did, how's your averages doing? All of that. So let me drop down here in the corner. And let me start with the chat. A few things going on in the chat I see before I get to the news. And not only my charts, but somebody else's charts too. Somebody actually predicted the dip better than I did, which I wasn't aware of. Well, we kind of showed it a couple weeks ago, but I didn't really pay enough attention to it. And now that it has actually played out, it's like, wow, he got it pretty close. Although he thought it was going to take a little longer, just like I thought it would take longer and not have this immediate drop on the 3rd, 4th of August. But the idea was still that in the first part of August, we were going to see a dip in the market with a recovery thereafter. So all of that going on. Cheers. Wei Zhu, how are you? Matt, might be a dumb question. Well, no such thing as a dumb question, except if you're going to ask me some stupid thing like, why didn't you predict this dip right? That's a dumb question. But your question is good. do you log out of Robinhood account? So I do not access Robinhood on the computer. I don't access it all. Whenever I do, I'm usually not logged in. I do have it on my phone though. I have Robinhood on my phone, and you don't really log out. You just have your PIN that you put in each time you access it on your phone. So I don't know why you would need to change your password, reset your password so often, unless you're accessing it on your computer. So what role does your average cost play in profit taking? So I do my taxes on first in, first out. So the first coins I bought are the first ones that I sell. And I just keep track of it that way. Average cost means nothing, particularly when it comes to taxes, and profit taking. It's like, that doesn't matter what your average is. Your average only is a guide for you, basically, of summing up all of the crypto of a certain coin that you bought and where the current price is in association with that. So overall, you know if you're in profit or not. But that's about it. Hey, Jay, how are you? Ryan, hello, hello. Bought more at 10 cents, thinking it was the bottom. I know. I got it at 995. 995. That's where my limit order was set, just in case that it dropped below 10 cents. And it did hit my limit order. And then drops further. Could have gotten it at 895. But I didn't have a limit order set at 895. I had it at 995. And that was it for my cash. That was it. So what are you going to do? Hey, 995 is going to be a good price a few months from now. We'll be looking back on it and we'll be like, yeah, that was a good price. Though if some of you bought in the eights, good for you. Good for you. Thank you, Blue Horse. Appreciate it. Good morning to you. Hey, folks. Another day on the job. Hope work was okay. Denise was unable to buy on Coinbase this morning. I didn't hear anything about that. What was going on with Coinbase? I don't know. I don't know, Denise. Didn't hear. Sorry to hear that, because there were good prices this morning. Yeah, I don't know. And there are some like CryptoAx who think that the bottom isn't in yet. So maybe you'll get another chance. Maybe. The chosen one is in the house. Glad you're here. Yep. In another 2 to 4 months, we'll be happy we bought the dip. Exactly. That's my thoughts exactly as well. Operculum, how are you? Joe? A sale on payday. Good for you. Good timing. Cheers to that. The bark is louder than the bite. So much manipulation. Absolutely. We covered that pretty well last night with the liquidations and the target prices and those things. So, yep. Total manipulation. Watching the lives makes you feel better. Glad you're here. Glad I can help. Be glad to answer anybody's questions, whatever you have. So, just hear me out, Doge. When 13 cents? By the end of the month. If you watched my August price prediction video, you would see that. This dip down into the 9s doesn't change that. Hey, Matt, I only use Robinhood on my phone. It's just when I reset my password. It always said verify your identity on another device. I don't often reset my password, so I don't know. I don't reset my passwords that often. This is why you always take profits on the way up, else you're just riding the waves. Well, it depends on what your strategy is. Depends on what your strategy is. So I have a longer term strategy. And so I don't play those games of taking profits and then possibly missing out on greater profits. And I'm out of the swing trading game because I don't want to be out of a trade when the coin starts moving. So yeah, I don't play that game. Spot, buy on the dips, wait it out. And I also only want to pay the long-term capital gains tax, not short-term. So I want to hold everything for at least a year before I take profits. So it's a long-term capital gains tax that I'm paying, not short-term. Joe got it at 090023, just missed the 8 cents. Again, better than me. I was 995, but that was a limit order, and I wasn't even looking at the chart at the time. All of a sudden, I got a notification that I bought crypto, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" And then this is what I saw in the chart. There it was. It hit. Yesterday afternoon, it hit. I wasn't even home. I was out. My phone said, "Hey, you just bought some crypto," and I was like, "Okay." And then in the afternoon, was watching the price go from 995, go all the way up to like 1055. And I was like, damn, that was a good buy. I got it right on the dip. That never happens. I never actually get it at the bottom. And I got it at the bottom. And I was like, awesome. This is cool. Perfect. Played out perfect. Oops. And then we had this. Well, but come October, November, that 995 is going to look like a damn good price, in my opinion. Damn good price. So yeah, we had the dip, and then we had the dippier dip last night and early this morning, but I bought right there. So it goes. Yeah, and CryptoX saying, yeah, bottom isn't in. We don't know. We don't know if there's going to be a further drop or not. This week is going to be a little shaky. A lot of chop up and down. We'll see how things play out. The stock market did generally recover from the big dip in pre-market and right at open. But it's a long week ahead. I mean, if you wanted to get NVIDIA below $100, you could have today. You could have got NVIDIA below 100. Hey, Doggy Doge, how are you? I'm drinking before you. Cheers, Ryan. Yeah, I started pre-stream. I started drinking. Pre-stream. Picking up more ETH and Bitcoin this morning, and Doge too. Yeah, ETH just got hammered last night. ETH was getting hammered. I think jump trading, selling a lot of ETH. That was a big part of it. There's still a lot of outflows from the ETH ETF by Grayscale. So yeah, ETH is taking a beating, but 2,400 now for ETH. It did dip down to 2,200 this morning. But yeah, this was a big drop last night. We were covering that on ETH. A lot of heavy liquidations, millions and millions of dollars per trade getting liquidated of ETH on that big drop. Who had a good prediction prices would most likely recover this week? Thanks, McLean. Glad you're part of the community too. You ask some good questions. Always appreciated from my end. CDM, hey. Your average cost is 12-ish. It's all right. I don't look at the dailies up and downs. I don't really look at those anymore. Yeah, wait, we bounce back up. Could there be a further dip ahead? That we don't know. Signs are pointing to recovery, but that's a little more longer term, and we'll be showing some charts on that in just a couple minutes. Leo bought some 9-cent Dogecoin. Very good. For people buying now, can they pay long-term capital gains? Peak in 1 year. Correct. If you sell after August 5th in 2025, the Dogecoin you buy today, the profit will be taxed as a long-term capital gains for the Doge you buy today. I know, drinking at 4 p.m. Imagine that. Should have followed Warren Buffett. Well, he sold a bunch of Apple. We don't know if he bought back, though. Many times, fund managers get too heavily weighted on a certain stock. And I believe Warren Buffett was too heavy on Apple. And so he did trim significantly the Apple portfolio. And he'd been doing it for a while. It wasn't like he sold it all last night or on Friday. It was just announced. But he had been gradually selling over the past month or so, from what I gathered from it. But hey, he saw that it was better to have he's still has a huge position in Apple. It's not like he sold it all. But yeah, more heavily in cash now. Yeah, he's a billionaire. Can't argue with that. Crypto 101 for dummies. There you go. Yep, still streaming, Elijah. Welcome. Cannabis infused soda. No, I don't think so, Way. But thanks for the suggestion. E2 just hit 100,000 Dogecoins milestone. Cheer for you. Cheers to you. Nice milestone there. What's up, Bull Run? We'll buy tonight if no Iran and Israel attack. Again, we had that in April. We had already had one of those in April, and the market's freaked out. If it happens again, I don't think the markets will freak out as much. I don't think so. All right, let's get to it. What's going on? First of all, crypto bubbles. Red, of course. Pretty much red across the board. Some bigger than others. We talked about Jasmine last night. What's going on with the Bank of Japan, the Japanese yen. So Jasmine has got hit really, really hard over the weekend. But Pepe, Bonk, Floki all down greater than Doge. Sheep actually traded pretty well today. Sheep had a nice run this morning and then retraced back a bit, but was actually higher than it was yesterday on that run up. So Sheep looking pretty good. And then the other one that ran was Celestia that I follow. Celestia ran up and was higher than it was yesterday before doing a little retrace here. So those are two that actually went up. And Doge's recovery this morning was actually better than Toncoin, because last night we showed that Toncoin had flipped Doge for the 8th position in market cap. Well, guess what? Doge flipped it back. Doge back up on top of Toncoin as over the past 24 hours, Toncoin is down 13%. Doge only down only. He says only down 10%. But that was enough for Doge to flip back over Toncoin. So Doge is back in 8th place. So all of you saying Dogecoin is dead, I'm like, well, it doesn't look like it's dead. It just moved back up. Still a top 10 crypto. I'm just saying. And our Kriss DCA portfolio is still up almost 50%, despite this huge sell-off in this crash or whatever you want to call it. Our portfolio is still up because our Doge is up 50%. Because again, we were buying Doge last summer when it was 6 cents and 5.8, 5.9 cents. Our average price on our Doge is 617 is our average price on Dogecoin. And even our Jasmy, despite the huge sell-off, is still up over 400% because we bought it 0.00366 again last summer. So the dip we're seeing this weekend and this morning, it's not as bad as where the prices of these coins were last summer when we were buying at the bottom of the bear market for altcoins. If you want to know more about this Kriss DCA portfolio and you don't know what it is, put a question in the chat if you're interested, because I'm going to be giving out the 75,000 Doge. Yes, giving out Dogecoin. The top of the bull market, be giving out that Dogecoin. When is the top of the bull market? I'll show you a couple of charts coming up in just a minute. Overall, Bitcoin crashes, went down to 50K, actually hit like 49.8, 49.7. Yes, you could have bought Bitcoin this morning for below $50,000. The perfect storm hit the crypto market. Yeah, that was pretty tough. I mean, Bitcoin's now at 53,860. But this morning it did dip down 49.7, about 49.7 right there. 49.7. I know it did not go to 48. Some guy last night was convinced it was dropping to 42. And I'm like, nope, 48. 49.7 was the bottom here. Again, doesn't mean there's not going to be another dip this week. We don't know. Lots can happen this week. We'll look at the recovery signs, though, in just a minute. Pullbacks. I showed you this chart last month, courtesy of Gel, Crypto Gel. Another Bitcoin bull market pullback behind us, this time a 25% haircut from the peak. That was last month. That isn't today. Now we've had another one of 25%. Remember the emotions you felt whenever the next pullback comes. Survival remains the name of the game. That's right. Dips are part of the game. In this bull run from the beginning of 2023, again, in January 2023, you could have bought Bitcoin for $17,000. So for Bitcoin, the bull run started January 2023. So in a year and a half, we have already seen 5 and now six pullbacks of over 20% for Bitcoin. Not all that different from what was experienced back in the bull run 2020 into 2021. not including the COVID crash. That was a 50% drop. And that was a special case when the world was shutting down and nobody knew what was going on. But outside of that, there were still 5 other pullbacks, 15, 23, 23, 26, and 32, and 32% during a bull run. And then we go back to 2016 into 2017, and those pullbacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, were between 30 and 40%. Huge volatility in the price of Bitcoin back then. Those that lived through that, what we just experienced over the weekend is nothing. It's just another bump in the road. If we believe in the 4-year cycles and we believe where prices are going for the remainder of this run, last night and this morning did not freak you out. Didn't freak you out. For those of you who this is your first crypto bull run, just learn from it. Again, Crypto Gel says, look, remember the emotions you feel when the next pullback comes. Survival remains the name of the game. Survival means holding on to your coins and tokens. Hold on to them. Don't get flushed out. The whales are buying on the dip. They're the ones who are going to get rich. Do you want to get rich too? Do you want to be wealthy? Don't play games. Don't trade with leverage. Don't short. Don't swing trade. That's not the path to the ultimate gains in wealth. It's not the path. It's too risky. Too risky. Again, it's easy to look back and say, oh, I should have sold up there and bought down here. But when it's live and you're looking at it live right here, Dogecoin's at 9.4 cents. You don't know where it's going right now. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? You don't know. The best we can do is look at the macro environment, right? Because the macro environment is more predictable. It's more predictable. But the short-term stuff, trying to swing trade this and play games like that, you're gambling then. You might get lucky and you might hit it, but you might miss it. You don't know. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and based on my experience, not only crypto back in 2021, but also stock trading before that. It's a long game. It's the long game. And we're early in crypto. We're still so early. Buying Dogecoin at 9 cents. God, come on. So pullbacks. During a bull market, we won't talk about pullbacks during the bear markets because that's obvious, right? There's going to be huge pullbacks. But even during a bull market, there are pullbacks in prices. A lot of it is due to leverage. The exchanges are taking out leverage longs. And that's what most of this pullback is. Because they don't want you to win, especially those $1 million trades. They're going to try to snipe those every chance they get. So look at Kaleo. This was August 2nd, okay? So this was last Friday. The price of Bitcoin at the time was $63,242. And Kaleo said, hey, retest bottom of the channel, range through the election, and then rip when it's over. So what was he predicting? He was predicting a drop into the upper 40s for Bitcoin. Upper 40s. Before coming back up, retesting, come back to like 55, retesting 52, and eventually hitting new all-time highs October, November timeframe. He followed up on August 3rd. Said, look, we're starting to see a dip, but this drop into the upper 40s still in play. I don't think a wick to the high 40s should be ruled out. And he said that on August 3rd. Then, here we go. Flush to the low 50s happened pretty fast. This plays out a bit more of a rounded bottom than immediate move back to the highs. Could bleed slightly lower, chop in the lower bounds of this range for the next few weeks. See, I've got it as 2 weeks. That was my prediction, right? The first half of August. And then we would see recovery second half. Game plan is still the same. Accumulate now, send into the end of the year. That's the message right there. That's the message. This was on August 4th in the morning. Then, guess what happened? We saw the wick into the 40s. There it is. So that wick into the 40s happened earlier than he predicted. He did predict Bitcoin would drop below 50K. I mean, there's his chart. He predicted it. He thought it would happen a little later than it actually did. Just like my Dogecoin prediction, same thing. I predicted after the first week of August, Doge would be going down. I didn't predict it as low as Dogecoin dropped, but I did predict it. And that the second half of August, we would see recovery, come back, retest, and then go higher. That's all still in play. It just, the drop was faster and greater than I predicted, where Kaleo's Bitcoin was just faster. The drop was faster, but he predicted it spot on, exactly where the bottom was going to be. Pretty dang solid bounce so far. Bottom was spot on with what we're looking for. Expecting a bit more chop in the lower range before we really send, but the worst of it is over with. That's what Kaleo says. The worst of it is over. And then he said, this is going to be a good thread, a goated thread. Goated thread when Bitcoin hits all-time highs, because he nailed it. He nailed it. The worst crypto crash since 2020 or 2022, which was in the bear market. So out of all the pullbacks that we've had so far this year, or this year and a half, while we've been in the Bitcoin bull market, this one has been the worst so far. So Bitcoin has been leading the market's decline, breaking below key support levels, plunged through the 60,000, triggering a cascade, look at this, triggering a cascade of liquidations. And the market makers just kept pounding ETH and Bitcoin lower and lower and lower to take out multi-million-dollar leveraged trades, which we showed a bunch of them last night. That's what it was. You can blame it on recession. You can blame it on Japan. You can blame it on war fears. You could blame it on like jump trading for ETH, like selling a bunch, or the spot ETH ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs still selling on the grayscale side, all of those things. But once it started moving lower, the market makers pushed it even lower than that. And it was all about liquidations. So now over the past 24 hours, total liquidations are over $1 billion. So that's $1 billion the exchanges wiped out and took away from profits that traders might have made. The exchanges don't want to lose $1 billion. They don't want to lose $1 billion. This is what it's about. Those of you who've been watching me, you know I've been repeating this again and again, but this is what it's about. It's about the leverage. They're sniping the leverage trades, short and long. Pretty soon we're going to see this beautiful short squeeze, and we're going to take out all those multi-million-dollar shorts that somehow people are going to leave open when Bitcoin gets back up to 70K, and it's going to wipe out probably over $1 billion of short trades. That is going to come probably in October. So Dogecoin, yeah, the price plummeted. Lower than I thought. That's the way it is. It briefly became the worst performing coin in the top 10. Well, that was until Toncoin dropped lower. So now Dogecoin is no longer the worst performing coin in the top 10 because it has outperformed both Cardano and Toncoin, which has moved Dogecoin back up to 8th position. Good for Doge. Actually, ETH was 11.9. And now, yeah, Doge and Bitcoin are actually pretty close. So that's not bad. That's not bad. The near-term outlook depends on whether buying pressure can counteract the prevailing bearish momentum. Yes, there are still a lot of bears around. There's still a lot of you saying, no, Dogecoin's dropping to 5 cents, 5 cents. Is it impossible? No. Is it unlikely? Yes. Those were my words. I never said anything was impossible. It's crypto. We've world events. We could have some huge catastrophic thing, could dump the whole market, which is why crypto investing is risky in the first place. I say it's unlikely. Unlikely we will see 6 cent Dogecoin again. But it's not impossible. And I never said that. So why is Dogecoin down today? Right? That's what you guys want to know, right? Why is Dogecoin down? Why is Dogecoin down? Dogecoin has suffered a significant price crash thanks to its strong positive price correlation with, yes, Bitcoin. This is all about Bitcoin. This is nothing about Dogecoin. Absolutely nothing about Dogecoin. The rest of the crypto market is following what's happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the ones that are being sniped for liquidations. $400 million in Bitcoin liquidations, $330 million in ETH liquidations over the past 24 hours. That's where the big betting is. That's where the big leverage trades are. That's why the markets went down as much as they did, was that. Now Doge had $15 million in liquidations that just happened to take out some. There were a couple that were over 100K. Most of them were smaller, but yep, liquidated. So that's why it's following Bitcoin. Into the Block says that Dogecoin's price correlation with Bitcoin is currently at 0.95. So it is now trading pretty close on a 1-to-1 with Bitcoin. So Dogecoin walks the same path as Bitcoin. Yeah, jobs report wasn't good on Friday. Federal Reserve did not cut rates. We'll see what happens in August. A lot of talk about like an intermediate rate cut happening between FOMC meetings. We'll see. We talked last night extensively about the Bank of Japan and this domino effect that has happened with this carry trade stuff. Which leads to this. Is this a buy the dip opportunity? Is this a buy the dip opportunity? The gift that I talked about in this morning's video. A gift, yes. The market makers have given you a gift. to be able to buy Dogecoin for less than 10 cents again. Actually, this morning, you could have bought it for less than 9 cents. Some of you were close. Buy the dip. So we look at Kaleo again. This is what Kaleo posted in June. Yes, back in June, Dogecoin was at 11.3 cents at the time, and he predicted a drop in the Dogecoin price happening later in the summer, right in the range where we are now, and then accelerating up at the end of the year. He says, for those of you who say Doge is boring, for the most part, you're right. It spent 9.5 years of its existence trending sideways or down, but the other 1 year, those are when it goes on runs. We are waiting for the next big Dogecoin run. We don't know when it's going to happen. These dips are gifts. They are opportunities to accumulate Doge as we wait for the next big run. As Kaleo says, I'm still prepared. And this was, when did he post this one? July 24th. I'm still prepared for one last nuke prior to run up to $1. Do you see that? Again, he posted this on July 24th. I'm still prepared for one last nuke. At the time, Dogecoin was at 13.2 cents. Based on the previous cycles relative to BTC halving events, still a bit early to see Doge have a face melting pump. It'll happen, just have to have a bit of patience. Spot on. Again, one last retest on the lower bounds of the channel for Doge that was coming, and he predicted it would drop just below 10 cents. That's where he had the tail of his fractal here. It was just below 10 cents. Again, I don't know why he had those big dips. I don't know what that was. Slowly bleeding. July 30th. Then August 1st. Sorry, bros. Lower before we go higher. And then he says, I can see how this is perceived. Whoops. Yeah. So this was last night. Finally got the break back beneath 10 cents. Price is currently hanging around support from the lows we saw last month. And earlier today, he said, I think the worst of it is over. Feel good about where the majors have currently dipped to and are settling. Don't see them going much lower. So that's what we've got. Now, if you're buying up into other things, NVIDIA stock recovers. NVIDIA, some people were saying, hey, if NVIDIA drops under $100, again, post-split, I'm buying. We saw that today. How about Jasmine and Render? They could actually lead crypto's rebound. Yes, along with Doge. These are the alts that will most likely go nuclear during alt season. When we have alts, the true alt season, I currently don't have any Render. I sold out before the migration from RNDR to RENDR token. So I'm not currently in Render, but I do have Doge and Jasmine, and I loaded up on Celestia and even bought some Swift coin yesterday. Somebody on Friday's stream was like, you got to check out Swift. Yeah, I added some Swift. But then I got Doge yesterday on the dip at 10 or 995. So I was cashed out before the big drop this morning. So that's what we've got, guys. That's what's going on. Doge hanging out right now. Volume is ticking down low, evening out here at about 9.4 cents. Bitcoin at 53.9 seems to be flattening out here as well. So let's do some Q&A, guys. Q&A. My dry powder is all gone as of last night. Me too. Yesterday afternoon. Took care of mine. Totally out. The leverage, people can go ahead and continue trading on leverage. I don't want lower prices, Matt. I'm done with lower prices. No more. I don't want to hear buy on the dip anymore. I just want us to go. And now I'm just thinking about myself. I'm all loaded up. Let's just go. All those moon boys are crazy. They don't know when the market will go next. It's true. That's true. But that's why you guys come here and listen to me. So I'm saying, just like Kaleo, patience. We got to get through August, the rest of summer. October, November, that's what we're looking for. Not August. Will we recover in August? I think so. We'll at least recover. Moonshot? No. Not in August. Maybe November. Maybe on your birthday, Ryan. Maybe on your... Wouldn't that be a great birthday present? Dogecoin goes to $1 on Ryan's birthday. I like that. That would be a huge celebration. Ryan's birthday party. Dogecoin to $1. Nobody knows where the market will go next, Bullrun. Not even me. Chris Pax doesn't know. If I knew, if I was absolutely sure where the market was going next, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. I'd be trading to be a multimillionaire. If I know where the market's going, then I can trade it. Yeah, I wish I knew too, James. I wish I knew too. Again, I can just zoom out and I can look at the macro effects and the bigger picture and have a good sense, like I did at the end of last summer when I was calling the Dogecoin breakout. And Dogecoin was 5.8 cents. And I said, okay, guys, now is the time to be buying Dogecoin. And I bought a huge bag of it for myself, and some of you guys did too. I know, you told me. And you said, thank you, Chris. As Doge zoomed up in October and November last year. Well, what's that going to look like this year? We got to see how this plays out still. Wait, you still have some cash from your car sale. You haven't spent it all yet. Okay. Prices are looking pretty good right now. Are we going to see a further pullback? That's the question. What are we going to see? Let's see how this week plays out. I'm here all week. I'm not going anywhere. Time to short. They've been taking out some shorts too. On these little dips. On these little dips, they've been taking out some short traders. Somebody just betting a large margin on a small percentage. They hunt you out. A star, you put 10K into it. At 1 cent, you'd have $1 million more in your Doge bag. You still don't think the bottom is in. Yeah, I don't know. Will Bitcoin dump again? It could. It absolutely could. We don't know what's going to happen this week. Are we going to have a World War III event? Are we going to have further economic market conditions that just look bleaker and bleaker? Is the stock market going to recover this week, or is it going to continue to go down? It's only been Monday so far. I know Cardano, huh? Ryan, still holding on to that number 10 spot, Cardano. Hey, the McDonald's hiring team. Welcome. Hey, we're having fun. I went to McD last week, was disappointed when I saw that you missed hiring day. Matt, this is your first crypto bull run. You've been investing in the Dow and the S&P 500 since you were 12 years old. Yeah, stock market has just been on an upswing since 2020. Since the COVID crash, it has just been up, 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 up. So it doesn't surprise me that there's going to be a stock market correction of some sort. I just think the Biden administration is going to continue to do whatever it can to stay away from the R word, recession. They're going to continue to fudge the numbers up until election day to make it at least look like the economy isn't as bad as it is. I mean, we all know though, right? We feel it every time we go to the grocery store or, go to a restaurant now. Restaurant prices are so high now, so incredibly high. Trying to find, pick out the deals here and there. It's harder and harder. It's tougher to do. So we know the shape of the economy. We feel it. A lot of traders don't really feel it. But I don't think we've seen a true market correction like there probably should be in the stock market. But I don't want a stock market crash, definitely not. And there probably won't be, like I said, in an election year. Trump already came out this morning and is calling it the Kamala crash, right? The Kamala crash. That's politics, though. That's politics. Yeah, McLean, when are the first big green candles going to be? Packed and ready to go? Yep. Yeah, we'll get to November price prediction. We'll get there. We will get there. James has the question for the Magic 8 Ball. That is the question, isn't it? Magic 8 Ball. Will we see another big pullback? Good question, James. What does the Magic 8 Ball say? My reply is no. My reply is no. There you go, James. Magic 8 Ball says no on another big pullback. So there you go. Might be a little dip, enough for you to buy some more. And then on we go. Yes, James, exactly. Yes. The 8 Ball knows all. Yes. The 8 Ball. Bull run. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. A-Star gifts a membership. It goes to James. Congratulations, James. You're a member of the channel. Thanks to the gift from A-Star. Appreciate it. That's awesome. So definitely appreciate that. And James just randomly was selected, having asked the Magic 8 Ball question. At restaurants, appetizers are now the same price meals were. I know, right? Yeah, we're all in this together. I know. Yeah. I mean, I just ask people to at least be constructive in their comments, Ballrun. I mean, if you have a theory about why you think prices are going to go lower, then let me hear it. I'm open to it. I want to hear what you have to say. I tell you why I think things are doing what they're doing. Alaki, welcome. All is well. Hanging in there. Portfolio not looking great this week. We need a big recovery, big time. Big time. Cheers, A-Star. $0.094 Dogecoin is nice. Yes, it is. This is nothing. Remember 2021. Yeah, we showed this last night. The Bitcoin chart went to the weekly, and we said, okay, this dip right here, this is the economy. I'm just blaming it on the economy, right? Because it's tied in with the Bank of Japan, recessionary fears, inflation, all of that. So this is economy, is this dip. And this dip from top to bottom for Bitcoin was 28%. So that was 28%. That's what we got. So we pull back and we say, look, this was FTX 2022. And that FTX drop was 26% for FTX. Then we had the Voyager drop. That was like 40%, but that was compounded on the backs of Luna. The Luna drop was 34%. But again, that was in a bear market too. So Luna, Voyager, FTX, right? But as Vladan says, this is the drop right here. And I call this China, Tesla, and Doge. Is what I call this, China, Tesla, and Doge. This was right after May 8th. Doge was getting shorted to hell after the Saturday Night Live Elon Musk appearance. And then Elon announces that Bitcoin is suspending payments for cars using Bitcoin. And at the same time, China said they were banning all Bitcoin mining. So that was kind of a three-pronged, I mean, really bad news. It's not FUD. It was just bad. Market was getting shorted big time after the big run up. So you had a lot of shorters, especially on the Doge side. But then you had China and Tesla too, and that dip ended up being 48%. And that's in the middle of a bull market, 2021, right in the middle of the bull market. So those that were really following Bitcoin at that time were pretty much convinced Bitcoin was going to hit 100K. Bitcoin was on its way. All the charts, all the TA, everybody was saying Bitcoin 100K. Just like they're saying Doge to $1. Same thing. Doge to $1. And then it just got slammed. So yeah, 48% pullback in the middle of a bull market. That was bad. So when Bitcoin eventually then after the summer started trading back up, it only made it up to 69,000 before the end of the bull run. And that's as high as it got. But it did continue the bull run and played out the cycle. It just didn't go as high as most were predicting back then. But yeah, this was a huge, huge drop. So what does that tell us about today? Not much, because we're still trading in the same zone. It's not as bad of a drop, not down to, below 48K, which is my, like, if it drops below 48K, and then we're going to see some real pain. But we didn't get there. So yep. Nobody could have predicted that dip. It's all manufactured, manipulated. And like I say, it's like, if you still believe in the overall cycle and that a pullback is part of the bigger picture of a run going forward, I mean, like Kaleo was showing even, I mean, so at some point in time, Doge is going to go on a big run. Are you going to be ready for that when that happens? And even all the Bitcoin charts showing Bitcoin to 90, 100K by the end of this year, and maybe even to 200K or more in 2025. That's all still on the table. And this pullback is nothing in the bigger picture. So that's why I say recovery, because recovery is already happening from this morning. As Kaleo says, we could have a couple weeks of chop around this area before it really starts moving back up. That could be. So be ready. Accumulate, buy more on dips if you believe in the bigger picture. There are some who are predicting this left translated cycle, think we already hit the new high at 73K, and this is just going to go down from here. Well, that would void out the 4-year cycle, and particularly what happened in 2021 when we had a 47% drop, but yet Bitcoin turned around and went higher and played out the cycle. So this is short-term thinking for those that are saying Bitcoin's dropping to 42, 30s, 20s, whatever, and that the bull market has already played out. We still have the United States Federal Reserve is going to lower interest rates, right? They're going to do the quantitative easing. There's going to be more liquidity in the markets worldwide. We have the US presidential election coming up. It's always been good for the market trading, particularly this time if there's a change in leadership, because one side is much more pro-crypto than the other. Fire Gary Gensler on day one. That'd be January 20th, 2025, if he's not already gone before then. So all of those things are still coming up, which is why I haven't sold anything. I'm not selling. I did some transfers out of coins that were migrating to new tokens like Render. Had to do something with that. Coinbase wasn't going to support the migration, so I had to sell that. But we're still in the same, it's still the same narrative. The real bull run hasn't even started yet. We were looking at the monthly returns, and yeah, August now at Bitcoin looks pretty bad at minus 17%. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But look at October. The past 5 years, plus 28%, plus 5. That 5% was in the middle of a bear market. It had a 5% positive, plus 39%, plus 27%, and then plus 10%. That 10% was the tail end of the previous bear market. So between 27, 39, 28%, this October is probably going to be pretty good. followed by November, which in 2020 went up 42%. That was in an election year. Before that, it was 53%. So what do you think is going to happen in October and November this year? That's what I've been talking about. That's what I'm waiting for, when the big moves are really going to happen. We just got to survive the summer. So far, June down 7%. July ended up actually up about 3%. August so far down 17%. We just got to get through the summer. And then let's go. That's why we don't sell. That's why we don't sell. You don't get shaken out on these dips. You don't let these dips shake you out. In the 4-year cycles, we're still early. This is still the halving year. All-time highs have always traditionally been the year after the halving year. And there's no reason it's going to be any different this time. Maybe it's January or February 2025 this time. We see the left translated cycle, but at least plays out until the new US administration, presidential administration. February is generally good months. We'll talk about profit taking and all of that stuff. But yeah, October, big time, Ryan. Exactly. Did I buy the dip? Well, this is where I bought. Again, I had a limit order set at $9.95. Limit order was set. And yesterday afternoon, I wasn't even home. I was out. Got a notification that my order filled. My Doge order filled. And I was like, oh, look at that. My Doge order filled. Cool. And then, of course, then I'm looking at the charts and I'm watching Doge turn around and go right back up to 10.5 cents. And I'm like, I bought the dip. That was pretty good. And then later that night, whomp. So yeah, I bought the dip, but not the bottom of the dip. Didn't get that. Come October, people will be wishing they bought $9.95 Doge, because it's probably going to be a lot higher than that. Bitcoin's still hanging out, 54.3. Not bad. Liquidation still happening, both short and long. They get them both ways. One big pullback, one less pullback. We'll see. Bull run thinks we didn't see the top of the bull run. January 2025, maybe. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. JD, I will be getting out after we make a run this fall or beginning of the new year. Not going through a 4-year cycle again. Same year, same. Although I will hold on to some Doge and some Bitcoin, just in case there's the extended cycle or anything like that. I still have a little bit in the game. So I'm not going to go to zero on my crypto holdings. But everything else that I have, I'm going to be selling. Maybe 80, 90% of all of my crypto will be sold. People who just got out of the market are contemplating buying crypto. If they're looking at the same charts I am for this fall into the winter, I'd be getting into crypto too. I know back in 2021, we were literally told Doge was being shorted. Barry Silbert tweeted that out the morning of Saturday Night Live. But yet we thought we could squeeze him out and Doge was going to $1. Nope. BTC a savings account? It's a pretty volatile savings account, that's for sure. BTC down to 43K before October. Well, Gabrielle, we'll see. We'll see if there's a dip that low. I'm not predicting it. We could retest 48 maybe. Too many buyers there. Too many buyers. Sub 50 Bitcoin. I'll be poor and buy the dip for the next decade if that's what it takes. There's someone with conviction of crypto, yes. And crypto adoption is just getting started. We need to keep track of the 8-ball questions. They're all on my streams. They're all on my channel. Yeah, the tax returns, I don't think are going to be huge. And I mean, it's retail trading. Yeah, it might affect like some of the smaller coins, but particularly Bitcoin is going to be much more institutional driven and whale driven. I don't think the tax return narrative is really all that much in play. Keeping it real. That's what I try to do, Charles, but thank you. 8.3. Nice. Nice pickup this morning, Charles. 8.3 cents. Yeah, Doge, 9.5 cents, slowly bouncing back. This is the recovery. It's the start. Again, it's not going to be this immediate like V shape. It's going to be a slog. There may be some further dips, but we'll get there. Happens every time. Everyone buying will be shook on the next leg down. Yeah, there are newbies out there who do get shaken out fearful. I mean, if you were already holding and this last dip didn't shake you out, another one might. What do I think about Marathon Digital? I have not looked at Mara. I haven't looked at Mara in quite a while. Wow, look, this morning it was down below 14 bucks. Recovered all the way back to 17 now. This morning was the buy, $14. Sorry, you can't see that. There you go. Look at that. On market open this morning, $14 for Mara. That was the buy. Look at that. It was all the way up here at 27 on 17th of July. And then as Bitcoin was going down, Marathon was going down. But look at that dip. All the way down. $14. Wow. Well, somebody picked it up there this morning. Somebody got a good price on it. Back up at $17. I mean, it's probably still pretty good compared to like, 27 where it was, but wow, at 14. That was a good price. I saw Robinhood had come down too. Similarly, $14 this morning. You could have gotten Robinhood $14 at market open. I had just bought here on Friday, like $17, because I wanted sub $20 Robinhood stock. Remember that? And was waiting and waiting and waiting. But yeah, $14. But hey, we do what we do, right? You got 3,000 shares at $14.70. Nice, Jay. Goodbye. That's one of the mining companies that's going to be around for a while. They're a good company. So they should at least be good. They should at least be good through 2025. And then you might want to take profits. Because if 2026 is indeed a bear market, you're not going to be wanting to hold Marathon in 2026. Something to think about. Sheeb is running. I just got a notification. Look at Sheeb coming back up. Sheeb has just been getting pummeled since March. But showing recovery here for Sheeb. I have a bag of Sheeb holding, waiting for its big run, hoping that happens this fall because I want to get out of it. I want to sell for a big profit and just be done with it. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I appreciate the support. Thank you. How much Sheeb do I have? I got to open my chart. I don't remember. I haven't looked at it in a while. Sorry. I think it's 6 billion. That number sounds right. Sheeb. Yes. 6 billion Sheeb is what I got. And my average is under 10. So it dropped down to 13. It actually dropped down to like 10.9. But it didn't get to my average yet. But I want Sheeb to get back up into the 40s and 50s, and then I'm going to sell it. And then I'm going to sell it. Because that's where it was back at the end of February on that big run that Sheeb went on. Come on, let's go. Bitcoin over 55,000. Look at it. Bitcoin recovery. Look at that. If it can get above 55.5, then we are on our way up. Big recovery. That's what we're waiting for. To the moon. Absolutely. Yeah, CDM, that was just, again, wanting to be part of the big Sheeb run that'll eventually happen. And I wanted to be part of it. So I put a chunk into Sheeb. When is the top hit for alt season? I don't know. We're going to do the best we can to hit the tops. We're going to watch it go up in October and November. And then we're going to start talking about profit-taking strategies because we're not going to know exactly when the top is. We're not going to know. but we'll be doing profit-taking strategies. And we'll skim profits. And one of those times when we skim profits will probably be the top, because you're not going to hit it right. You're not going to be able to sell all your Doge at exactly the peak because you don't know when it's going to be. Or for any of your other alts, you don't know. So we will be talking about that. There are a lot of shorts to take out at 55.6. All right, let's go. Let's take them out. I'm ready. Squeeze out those shorts and let's go higher. Take out more. I want to see the big ones up at 70K taken out. That's what I want to see. SHIB is a green candle on the daily. I know. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Look at SHIB on the daily. Barely green. Barely green. But there's not many that are green. But there's SHIB. Dogecoin's daily is tough. 10 red candles in a row. I don't think we're going to make it back up to 10.4 cents before daily close, which would make this a green candle. Don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, 10 red candles in a row. That's pretty tough. Never happened before. But here's my prediction. My prediction was Doge was going to go down the first 10, 11 days of August. I was predicting down. It just went down faster and harder than I thought. Diamond hands, Joe? Dogecoin to the moon. We will get there. Whatever you think the moon is. Let's go. What do you think Japan will do when market opens? Ooh, that market open is coming for the Nikkei. Well, we'll see. Do they do pre-market trading? I don't even know. I don't know. Does Yahoo Finance cover it? How do you spell it? Nikkei? It's probably that. This is I think this is a fund that follows the Nikkei. I don't know what this is. Oh, it says Osaka. So yeah, down 12% today. But they don't have futures. So yeah, don't know. Don't know there, LaFrog. We'll keep this open. We'll see what happens. Once it starts trading, we'll take a look. Yeah. Bitcoin could not hold 55. At least not right now. Couldn't hold 55. But as Kaleo shows, I mean, this is what he was looking at. It was a dip down below 50, up to about 57, dip back down to 54, and then up to 62. And he was pretty damn close, about a week off on the dip, just like me, right? I predicted it down, but not for Doge, but not as far down as Doge actually dropped. But he is pretty close. Meanwhile, some ETH shorts got taken out here about 10 minutes ago. We had some big ETH shorts. Look at that, $13 million right there. One trade of $13 million on Binance just got taken out on ETH. Wow. That was at 24.64 on ETH. So yeah, it came up, grabbed that liquidation on that short, and then came right back down. They're sniping, I tell you, they're sniping the leverage trades, both short and long. That's what that was. So Jay, I have just under 3 million Doge. I don't know exactly because I've got so much Doge spread out in different places. I don't have it all in one place. And my spreadsheets are broken up by exchange and where I bought it. And then I have notes like, what went to Exodus and what went to Ledger. What went to the MyDoge, because I got a bunch in my MyDoge wallet now. So I don't know exactly the number, but it's somewhere between 2.5 and 3 million on my Doge stash. And that's 25% of my overall crypto holdings, because I've got like 25 other cryptos thanks to Bull Run, who pressured me into buying all these other altcoins. Isn't that right, Bull Run? Isn't that right? You pressured me into buying Pepe. Pressured me. And now I'm down on my damn Pepe because I didn't buy it when you first told me to. Totally my fault, I know. Bitcoin down to 44K? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've had a drink or two. It just slipped out. That's all right. If Japan pushes lower, will 100% retest 49K, maybe go lower? Yeah, LaFrog. That could be. I'm always nice to you, Bull Run. You know that. That's all said with love. It's all good. It's all good. I just wish I would have bought Pepe when you did. Looking back, that's one of those things. It's like, yep. I bought Jasmine. I'm up a lot on the Jasmine I bought. But could have got some Pepe at a good price then too. This looks like a good time to buy Jasmine. Well, if what LaFrog says is correct and the Nikkei opens lower, the price of Jasmine will probably go down because it is still somewhat tied to Japanese economy. So let's see what happens in the next hour. Well, of course, Bull Run. And you're very persistent too. Very persistent. But we're having fun. If you can't have fun with crypto trading, then what are you doing, right? It can't be all serious. Is Doge worth it? Kriss 20 asks. What do you guys think? Is Doge worth it? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Is Doge worth it? Yeah, we'll be watching the Nikkei. It's here on Yahoo Finance. We will be watching. My 401k goes into the Russell 2000 and Vanguard 500. I think it's the 500. That's where my 401k goes in twice a month. Unfortunately, the last purchases were made last week and missed the dip. But it's a 401k. I mean, it's just like twice a month, every month, the money just automatically goes in, of which over time I'm way up. So, but that's all retirement money stashed away. So regardless of what crypto does, I'll still survive. I'll still have a 401k, pretty healthy one, and Social Security. Some of you guys there may not be any Social Security left, but I'll get some. So thank you for paying into Social Security to pay for my retirement. I appreciate it. I hope the generation after you will pay for your retirement and Social Security as well. The ultimate Ponzi scheme, isn't it? Social Security? Isn't it the ultimate Ponzi scheme? The younger generation paying for the older generation's retirement? Ponzi. Absolute Ponzi, I tell you. Yeah, Bitcoin couldn't hold 55K. Jeeb's still staying green. Jeeb's like one of the best performing of the day. Your Bitcoin dominance actually dipped back down below 57. Didn't hit 60. Ben Cowan still waiting for that 60% Bitcoin dominance. May not happen. Hey, Ryan, how are you? Doge definitely worth it. We did the Magic 8 Ball already. Question of the day. The question was, is there going to be another big pullback? And the answer was a definite no. It was a definite no from the Magic 8 Ball. And the Magic 8 Ball is always correct. Dogecoin is 1,000,000% worth it. Undoubtedly so. So Kriss 20 for Dogecoin. I mean, we're looking at adoption of Dogecoin, its real use as currency. Dogecoin has appreciated in the past based on hype, but this time I think it's going to be more about Dogecoin's acceptance, adoption, and if Doge does get integrated into X somehow, X Twitter, and Elon is going to use it, do creator payouts in Doge, have tipping on the platform in Doge that's hosted by X and not a third party like MyDoge. That'll be huge. That'll be huge. That's the kind of thing we're waiting for on Doge. So, and as we showed on the Kaleo charts, 3 times in Doge's past, it's gone on big spikes over like a 2-month period. And the rest of the time, Doge generally trades sideways or down. We're waiting for those big spikes again. That's what we're waiting for. A lot of Pepe love. FM, Arbitrum. Hey, Arbitrum is a great layer 2 on ETH, but they've got so many token unlocks. So many token unlocks. I don't know what the percentage is now of Arbitrum that's actually circulating supply. We can look it up here. Go to Arbitrum. And we can take a look. Why did it turn white? Get back. Yeah. The circulating supply is 3.3 billion, but the total supply is 10 billion. So only a third of the ARB tokens are in circulation right now. So that remaining 6.6 billion ARB tokens are gradually going to be unlocked over the coming years. I don't know the unlock schedule. You can come down here, and this is a new thing that CoinMarketCap has added. The unlock progress is here. 32% unlocked. Here's an unlock schedule. And you can see every month, every stinking month, there's more and more ARB tokens that come into circulation. This is what is keeping Arbitrum's price down, is this. Every month, more and more and more. And it looked like it's going to go all the way until April of 2027. So there you go. That's huge. There was one big spike that happened here in April. Huge unlock. And now it's every month. There's more tokens unlocked, split between the investors, the team, the DAO treasury. That's the inflation of Arbitrum. It looks like it's on the 4th of every month. So that might have been today. Because the 4th was Sunday. So today there was more Arbitrum unlocked today. So there you go. I think it's a great project. I bought some. I wasn't aware of the unlock schedule at the time. This graph didn't exist when I bought Arbitrum. Now I see it and I'm like, damn, that's going to be tough. So, at the top of the altcoin market, I'll sell the ARB that I have. Hopefully I make some profit. And you learn for next time. Ouch. You can short when they unlock. You read comments, people were calling it garbage. The tech is good. The support is good. The team is good. It's just, that's a lot of tokens. That is just, that inflation over the next couple of years is just 2.5 years of constant inflation on a monthly basis. That will just keep it suppressed. You can buy on the 5th of the month and sell at the end of the month, every month. And maybe you'll make some money before the next unlock. But remember, you got short-term capital gains on any profits. Definitely will be selling when it comes up. Yeah. I will be selling and probably will not buy it again. Fundamentals sounded good. Yeah. Same with optimism. Optimism has the same problem. Good tech, layer 2 on ETH, but it has unlocks too. I bought both of them, thinking, yeah, layer 2s on ETH, a great idea. When ETH goes up, they'll go up, which generally has been the case. But that's a lot of unlocks. A lot of unlocks there. Let's see how things are doing. Look at that. The 24-hour volume of cryptocurrency are up 224%. That's how much crypto trading has been over the last 24 hours, like big time. Exchanges must be loving that. They're making fees right and left. They like those fees. Dogecoin holding strong, 8th place. Above Toncoin. Yeah, I mix it up between the lives and the videos. I mix it up. Tuesdays, I can't do live streams in the afternoons. I've got a weekly, let's call it an engagement, a weekly basis where I just can't go live because I'm not home. So Tuesdays are video days. And then I just take Thursdays off too. So Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, I'm live. And then I do special lives when needed. Like last night, I was live during the crash. That was appreciated. Had a lot of people. Had a lot of people joining in. Again, keeping it real. TNT. Oh, God. TNT. That's hilarious. No, the new game's Lorcana now. It's all about Lorcana. No, I don't play that. I know about it. No, it's me and Miss Crispacks. That's what it is, Ryan. It's me and Miss Crispacks. She lets me do this on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But on Tuesdays, no crypto. Even if the market was crashing, I would not be on. Sorry, guys. Priorities. Priorities. The lives are the bread and butter, yes. Little more real on the lives. I talk a lot more. I try and cram in as much as I can in like a 12-minute video, but hit the hot topic, whatever it is. Look at the charts, do the news. And a lot of people appreciate the videos. They like the short form, get to the point, get it done. So I do a mix of both, and that seems to be pretty good. Everyone who was asking for a discount. I know, that's what I said this morning in my video. It's a gift. It was a gift from the crypto gods for 8-cent Dogecoin. And while I was recording that, Dogecoin was down here at 8.3 cents. Right here. A gift from the crypto gods. And you could have gotten Bitcoin for $49,700. That was the gift. Yeah, the dip I got was actually yesterday afternoon. I had a limit order set at 9.95 and it hit yesterday afternoon right there. That was my hit. So that took up all my available powder. No more powder after that. So last night while we were live, and then this morning while it was even lower, I couldn't buy. 9.95, great price still. I think that's a great price. Now you can buy it at 9.49, even better price. But in the long run, good price. Wonder if Doge can go up to rank 7, Kevin asks. XRP, the stable coin at 49 cents. Doge would have to double while XRP stayed still right now. If Dogecoin doubles and XRP stays still, Doge would pass XRP. 19-cent Dogecoin. We can do it, right? If Dogecoin passed XRP, that would just be glorious. That would be glorious. I mean, we already have the Cardano fans. Cardano army's already upset that Dogecoin's ahead of Cardano. But if Dogecoin passed XRP, the XRP army, they'd freak out. They'd totally freak out. Come on, Doge. Yeah, maybe 20 cents. Let's see, I'm trying to do the math here. Close. A little over 19. Maybe 19.2 or so. That would take care of it. Yeah, XRP just, I mean, just like everything else, right? Took a big hit, but not recovering. Warren Buffett is waiting for Bitcoin to dump below 50K. I don't have the Warren Buffett clip. I have the Charlie Munger clip, right? Where's the Charlie Munger clip? But I don't think I have. Yeah, here's the Charlie Munger clip.
Bitcoin is worthless artificial gold.
There it is. Worthless artificial gold. I don't think I have a Warren Buffett. Nope, just the Charlie Munger one. Yeah, don't have a clip of Warren Buffett. I'll have to find one. We'll have to find one. Please, no more discount gifts from the crypto gods. I agree. I agree. Sorry. May Charlie rest in peace. I should have added that. I think the fall will be good. Yep. Yeah, regions. We covered that just a little bit ago. October, November. That's when we go uppy. Getting off work now? On your traffic, fighting the traffic home? Glad you could listen in there, hit here. I know, Serena, but we got to dream about some things. But if Dogecoin could top XRP, that would be awesome. I know, Bull Run. Probably not going to happen. Yeah, it's the first clip that I've played for a while, Ryan. I keep forgetting they're there until something all of a sudden like sparks like, yeah, I should play a clip. Yep. Worthless artificial gold. And now look what's happening. BlackRock, JP Morgan, Van Eck, I mean, they're all talking about Bitcoin now. Not so worthless anymore. I don't know, Bull I don't know. We could see kind of a leveling out here and a slow, steady rise. I don't know. Nikkei is not trading yet. I don't know what time Nikkei actually starts. My time. What time is it in Osaka, Japan right now? What time is it? Time in Japan now. 6:51 a.m. $6:51 in the morning. How about what time does Japan stock market open? 9 a.m. So it's 2 more hours away. So it would be 8 o'clock East Coast time. 8 o'clock East Coast time is when Nikkei starts trading. So 8 o'clock tonight, we'll check that. Thank you, St. Clair. 8 o'clock. I did it the hard way. Like Siri should have just known, right? That I was thinking that and should have just told me. AI will get there. I have not heard JP Morgan talking about XRP. I've heard him talking about Bitcoin. Is this the longest Doge has been in a bull market? No, I think it's pretty much been consistent 4-year cycles, even for Doge. Hard to tell because, I mean, this huge, 2021 just like totally blows the scale off of everything. But we can look back and see, 2017 again was the big jump for that time with Dogecoin over a penny. Was the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. So then, yeah, this was May of 2021, didn't come back in November like Bitcoin did, just because of all of the shorting, the overhype, etc. So here we are in 2024, and we're just waiting to see what happens. You think they're partnering with XRP? That's probably something Brad Garlinghouse would like to happen, but I haven't heard that. What do I predict in 2 hours? The Nikkei will probably open lower, but not 12%. I don't think it's going to be another 12% day down on the Nikkei. I don't think so. But we'll most likely still be down, but slightly down. You have a friend who lives in Japan? Ask them how things are going. All right, well, that's where we are. 9.4 cents still, right where we were. So volume ticking down. So we'll see whether Asian markets do something with Doge and crypto when they start trading after 8 o'clock tonight. See what happens with the Nikkei. I'll have a video tomorrow, and then we'll be live again on Wednesday. So come join again, 4 o'clock East Coast time on Wednesday. We'll be live again. We'll see whether recovery is happening or we get some more tasty dips. Till then, hope you all are well. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.